guys, welcome back to my channel. So, everything is going great so far this year. It is Friday. I am doing another video. It's Friday. I told you I do a video every Monday and Friday, which is so far happening. And I have kept up with all of my resolutions. I've kept up with veganuary. I haven't eaten anything. I don't think, unless I've done it accidentally. I've been really careful reading all the labels. I've kept up with yoga and meditation, and this is the longest I've ever kept any resolutions, so I'm actually really proud of myself. Today, as I said in my last video, I was going to be doing a book review on Empire of Storms. And here it is. This is what I'm talking about today. I absolutely love Sarah J Maas, who wrote these books. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I have the array of books that she has written. So I've got all of the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, the Assassin's Blade, and the rest of the Throne of Glass series. And there is Tower of Dawn. I need to read Tower of Dawn. I have yet to read it because I am still recovering from Empire of Storms. Now, it took me a really long time to finish it, not because it's a bad book or it takes a long time to read, but because I was scared that I would run out of book. So I was waiting for Tower of Dawn to come out really until I read this, because I didn't want to not have more Sarah J Maas left to read. So it's an insane book to the point where I didn't want it to end, so I postponed reading it so I didn't run out of book. That tells you how good it is. Now, another reason you know a book is going to be good, and my mum has always said this to me, is that there is a map at the beginning. If there is a map at the beginning of a book, you know it's going to be good. That's what my mum's always said. And this is amazing. This is the 5th book in the series? It's the 5th book. The Assassin's Blade is like a prequel book, and the Tower of Dawn is kind of like a part of the series, but it's like, really, those two ought to have been mashed up together, but it would have created way too long of a book. So yeah. But this is amazing. If you haven't read the book, I would walk away now, just because I know I'm going to put a few spoilers in there, and I don't want to ruin the book for you, so go away and read the series and the book and then come back and watch the rest of this. Okay, so I'm going to talk about some key points in this book that really stood out to me, which were probably a bit later in the book. But I'm going to start off with a lead, and Lorcan, I think is how you spell his name. Lorcan? Some people say it differently, but I'm going to go with Lorcan. Lorcan in a lead. I ship them so hard. Like, those two, I love them together. Like, it's adorable. I mean, how can you not? There was so many like adorable moments, and then it's sort of nearer to the end when it's like she finds out that Lorcan was kind of not on Aylin's side, and then she's kind of like, I take it all back, and he's like dying on the inside, and I really hope that they are mates, because the feels. And it's amazing. I loved them together and the journey that they go on, and the fact that they have to kind of act as husband and wife. It's really funny. But I like the fact that it took time for them to get to know each other and to be like okay with each other, because I mean, he rescues her kind of, well, he does rescue her, and he looks after her. I mean, he looks after her leg, and it's really sweet, and I just really hope they get together in the last book. I need them to get together. Let's go on to another couple. Manon and Dorian. Okay, totally ship those two. I love like the banter, like the fact that they kind of love-hate each other. It's kind of great, especially when they're on the ship and he totally teases her and she's left and she's like, I hate this is not fair, and it's just really funny. I was messaging a friend of mine throughout the whole of reading this, the last half of the book, and I was just like, she'd already read it, and I was just like, this is happening. She's like, wait till the end, and I was like, don't tell me what happens, I'm gonna be in pain. Now let's switch to another couple, Rowan and Aylin. Now, I do ship them, and it was wonderful for them to finally properly be together. I think we know what I'm talking about, the beach scene. It was really sweet, but my question is, did sand not get in places that it should not get into? That was my primary concern in that scene. But, you know, maybe with Rowan's shielding, it was fine. But that was kind of like a little thing that went in the back of my head. Surely that's not comfortable. But I'm so glad they are together, and then of course we have the bombshell at the end that they are not just mates, but they are married. And it's like, when he comes in and he's like, where's my wife? And you're like, fuck. It's so painful, and that ending, like, I can't figure out actually what's going to happen. because to get her out of Maeve's grip is going to take a hell of a lot of force and power, and put her in a cage and things. And I was reading that and I nearly cried. Like, I didn't know what to do because there was nothing I could do to help her. You know, when you're reading a book and you're like, I want to help, but I can't because I'm not in the book. I wish I could be in the book. That would be a great virtual reality headset thing if you could put people into books. Someone needs to invent that. But yeah, the ending, I can't even... And then when we find out, when she goes through the mirror, that Aelin has to freaking die. There has to be a way around this. I mean, there are more people in the bloodline. I mean, it's Dorian or her, but then she's the one with the fire. And I don't know what's going to happen. Surely there is a way to get around that. There has to be a way to get around that, because when it was like, you know, her and Rowan living on borrowed time, I cried at that when they were like, it was borrowed time, but it was beautiful borrowed time. And I'm like, and it makes you think, how much time do we actually have with our loved ones and the people that we want to spend time with? And it made me reevaluate a couple of things. And I think that's what I love about Sarah J Maas's books, is that it makes you reevaluate a lot of things in your life, but she also gives a more realistic expectation of love, in that things don't always start off with a major spark. They have to kind of grow, and that the first person you meet isn't necessarily the right one. I mean, Aelin had been with a lot of people before she met Rowan, and Rowan had been married beforehand, nearly had a child. And you think, you know, we have all these things until we meet the right person, and it's okay to be with a couple of different people before you meet the right person. And I think that that is really a great representation of relationships for people of our era. And there aren't enough young adult books that portray that. There's so many that just go, oh, you meet the one and that's it. And it's like, it's not real life. That's not what happens. And she shows that. I mean, even in A Court of Thorns and Roses, you know, that happens. If you haven't read that book, you need to read it. Read it. So yeah, and I have some more. I'm gonna finish it there, otherwise I'm gonna go on a real long shot. I just wanted it to be a short, cool review about the book, and I loved it. I would highly recommend it. Please go and read it. If you want to know what I'm reading, I'll link my Goodreads down below for you. I'm currently reading Save the Cat by Blake Snyder, which is a really cool screenwriting book. It's actually really fascinating to look at how scripts are built, because an actor, you've got to read scripts, and it's kind of, you know, part of the draw. But yeah, back to it. I am going to be having some news about the TOG series soon, so subscribe, stay in contact, add me on Instagram or on Twitter. Those are really the only two mediums I tend to use, I'm afraid. Definitely keep in touch on that. I will have some news possibly next week about the TOG series and possible giveaway things happening, which is kind of awesome, that I might be doing with someone else. You never know, it could happen. So yes, thank you so much for watching. It's one of the best series you'll ever read, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who is between the ages of 16 to sort of 25, because it gives you a lot of an insight as to relationships and emotions and how we grow. And yeah, so I'm gonna finish there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know if you've read this book, what your opinions were, because I want to really get in the fandom on this, because I love these series and I don't fangirl enough. So let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on Monday. I love you all, guys. Bye!